Hello everyone, this is Chansky bringing you another StarCraft 2 video commentary. I'll be your host today on a Diamond League match. This is Lost Temple. I'm playing as Protoss in blue, and my opponent is Akinos. He is Terran in red. Now, I mentioned this is a Diamond League match, and some of you might not have heard about this before, but what happened as of May 21st is that the Platinum League has been supplanted. It is no longer the Premier League. It is no longer the top league. That title now belongs to the Diamond League. And they have also gotten rid of the Copper League, probably because people in the Copper League feel stupid for being in it. And being in the Bronze League sounds much better. What my opponent, Akinos, just did there was he used his SCV to scout to see if I was cannon rushing. That's a very smart move, because what I often do is I send one of my first 6 pro to build a pylon and forge in an opponent's base, and it's so fast that the probe actually gets up the ramp before a Terran player would normally build an SCV at the ramp. So he would not even notice me coming into his base if that was the first base I scouted. Unfortunately for both of us, we scouted in the wrong direction. I scouted counterclockwise, and Akinos scouts clockwise, so it's going to take us some time to get to each other's bases. You can see that Akinos went for a refinery before his barracks, and what I'm doing is I'm going for my normal build, a gateway before refinery. So what that's going to mean later in the game is Akinos is going to have more gas to work with, and I'm going to have more early troops to work with. So if I did not take advantage of that in the beginning of the game, it will be to my slight disadvantage and his slight advantage. I'm finally moving over to his base. Now I feel like this is kind of broken. See, this probe is actually, I've clicked in here, but because the computer that sort of controls the pathing of the probe knows that this area is blocked, it will not move me in this direction automatically. It will move me towards the cliff, to like in this strange shortest vector mode type of thing. So I know that he's here. I know that he's already blocked even before I see the block. And I'm gonna attack his supply depot just for shits and giggles. He's gonna scout my base with his SCV. I've got my gateway and cybernetics core coming out, and that is a very bad position to leave your SCV in, because I can push his SCV in and trap it with the probes if I need to. He's lost his scout, and normally it's very easy to keep yourself from losing a scout from a Protoss opponent, because Protoss need to get stalkers before they can really chase you out. I see that he's got a tech lab, and I don't know that he's going Reapers, but I suspect it. That's why I keep my probe here. If I see Marauder come out, then I know he's going Marauders, but I see that a Reaper has come out. So now I know to pull this Zealot back to my base. I don't want it standing out here at the Xel'Naga Watchtower where a Reaper can easily pick him off. I want him in my base protecting this ledge. I'm expecting him to move this Reaper straight down this cliff and up my cliff as soon as he could possibly do it, but he doesn't do that, so I luck out a little bit. I suspect now that he might be switching his strats, because I now know that he has Reapers, but he decides to continue with his Reaper strat. He's going to switch to Marauders with concussive shells, because he thinks that I might be going the counter to Reapers, which is basically anything with range, normally stalkers. And so he's gonna need Marauders with concussive shells to ward away my stalkers. At this point, I'm dropping a robotics facility. I know that he's not going quick air, so I do not need to get too many stalkers. I can devote some of my resources and energy into getting immortals, which is very good against Terrans in the beginning of the game. I'm going to build my pylons out here just in case he does come with a drop or air. And I see that his Reapers are here. I quickly move into position, and I take out, I think, only one Reaper, but that's a very good counter. He moved away just in time. And what often Terran players do against Protoss on this map is, if this direct confrontation does not result in a successful penetration, he will go around and take this back route. That is precisely the reason why I built my buildings in this way, so that Reapers cannot get in through the back route. So when he does, inevitably, he will be trapped. And you can see that he's trying to move in, but he's trapped on these buildings. And he will get off one shot on that pro, but he won't be able to kill anything. And his Reaper Gambit has failed at this point. He's going to keep his Reaper here for the pretty much rest of the game and just try to scout to see if I quick expand, which is a good idea. And that's a very good use for Reapers because they quickly go out of fashion as the game progresses. They're not very good at the end of the game, and they're only good for picking off certain units. Now my army is moving up to the front, and normally from my experience, when a Terran player has failed in his Reaper gamble, he has pretty much nothing left in his base. But this player is much better than normal players. Like I said, this is a diamond player, so I shouldn't have expected him to be terrible. I shouldn't have expected him to just do what normally Terrans do, which is either continue to pump Reapers or basically crumble under the pressure. I'm going to move my Zealot up onto the ramp to get vision into my range down here, and I'm going to start firing on him. But he's got an EMP, and he EMPs my Immortal, which is terrible for me. He also catches some Stalkers while he's at it. And this is going to be a close fight, but I retreat because he's got 5 Marauders and a Ghost to my 3 Stalkers and that Zealot, which can't really do anything at this point. I brought in some more troops, and I really should attack, but I don't because I'm overestimating his strength. I was really caught off guard because I did not expect him to have so many Marauders and a Ghost, but he did get that Ghost Academy right after he dropped his barracks, and so I should not have been too surprised since this is a very high-profile match. Now, I'm going to continue to go Immortals because I have not given up. Immortals are pretty good against Marauders, but at this point, I'm going to lose that Zealot and lose my Vision, so I will not be able to fire on him anymore. I've only got 2 Immortals and a Stalker left. That one Immortal is very hurt, and this is very good micro by him. He spread out his damage very well. All of his units are at the brink of death, which is exactly what you want, which is, you know, sounds kind of strange, but that is what you want. You don't want all the damage going onto one unit because you'll lose that unit, and that will mean that you are doing less damage for the rest of the fight. If you spread out your damage, you keep all your units alive for as long as possible and are able to do more damage. You see that he has this nice Terran arc here. This arc I call it an arc because all Terran units have pretty much 5 to 6 range, mostly in the beginning at least with bio. And when they attack a unit that's stationary, they create this line that's got kind of like a circular arc that's got a 5 or 6 range rating. I lose 2 more units there, which is extremely careless, and right now I know I'm in deep trouble. I've only got that 1 Zealot, so I'm going to try to lure his army away from my base. I've teched to Colossus at this point, and right now I'm Nexus charging that Colossus. I need that Colossus for this bio-heavy build because those Immortals are not going to be particularly effective, especially with those Ghosts. So I need that Immortal with... now I mentioned the arc, the Terran firing arc. The Colossus is a perfect unit because it shoots parallel to the Terran arc. If you can see, it actually fires and hits all these units simultaneously with each shot. And he's managed to take out my Colossus, but I've managed to take out his entire army, which is bad news for him. I'm going to check how much we've actually lost. I've lost 4,500 resources worth, lost 3,400 resources worth. Now that's probably because I mined faster than him and was not able to move as many units. So I have lost a lot more than he has, which is bad news for me because if this game ends up dragging out, it will spell disaster because I will have less resources than he does. My army will be smaller and he will be able to mine for a longer duration.